Hi everyone. Spent all afternoon writing a letter to the DWP. I'm A41 dog, in case you ain't noticed. Ain't seen me before. Ian Duncan Smith has been re-elected as an MP, and he's been given the top job of Secretary of State for Employment at the DWP. And I heard last night on the news that he's been tasked with welfare reform, and I've sent him and the DWP a not very long example of why benefit ought to be reformed. And because I got a letter this morning saying they want to take another £8.30 off my benefits for a poxy 364 loan that I don't agree with. And they said in one paragraph, I don't have the right to not to have money taken off my benefits. And I said, well, how fair is it for a contract to be written that only pays attention to one side of that contract between two parties? I've got no say in benefit provision in this country. You have no say in benefit provision unless you're a bloody MP. And I didn't vote for a Tory MP. And I certainly didn't vote for Tobias or Ian Duncan Smith, even though they may well be decent blokes. I didn't consent to them. Fucking Slim. Oh, fucking pisses me off. Apologies if you're offended by my outburst, but I've been fighting the benefit agency for 30 years. This has been a war longer than the Vietnam War between America and Vietnam. Longer than World War II even. And I'm still not included in any discussion about welfare reform. I like to... there's an FOI request. How many people are currently claiming benefits that have claimed benefits for more than 30 years? I bet there's a handful. Less than 1,000, I bet you. And who better to decide what's free and fair for benefit claimants than a benefit claimant that's been on the dole for 30 years, on and off. And I did say this during my election campaign last month. I'm on benefits, and yet no one in Parliament is actually on benefits when they get elected. And there's no engagement with benefit claimants unless you're stopping their benefits all the bloody time, or you fill out the form, or you're signing on for the first time, or you go down and you make your declaration that you're actively seeking work, or whatever the crap, the bollocks is that they force you to do against your will in the majority of cases, without any consent whatsoever. If you want to see fascism in work, go and sign on the dole. Jack your job in, right? And go and sign on. And when they ask you why did you leave your job, you said you resigned. And you won't get paid for 6 months, I guarantee it. You won't get any income at all. Unless you can prove financial hardship. Well, I've proved financial hardship to the bloody Electoral Commission, and they still take £500 bloody pound off you. I'm still struggling on benefits. And I don't understand why they find it so easy to victimise the benefit claimants. All of you Tories that said stop benefit provision for those who refuse to work, go and sign on for 6 months and tell me if you still agree with that statement. It's not fair. There's no equality of arms for a start. There's no legal process that allows you to challenge a benefit advisor from stopping your benefits before you go to appeal. They can just click their fingers and stop your benefits. That is the law as they understand it. But under the common law, they are causing you loss. And you shouldn't have to jump through any fucking hoops to get a decent living wage. And it ain't a decent living wage. It's the barest minimum that they can get away with. And I've been arguing the case for 30 bloody years. And welfare reform was on my manifesto. And I want to be involved. Not because I'm a benefit claimant, not because I'm scrounging, not because I want free money. It's because I want a better, fairer welfare reform system. I want the benefit agency to phone you up and say, hi, why were you late for your appointment? Oh, that's fair enough. Okay. Make your way to us and we'll sort out the problem. What's wrong with that? And yet you won't get that from a job centre. They'll just arbitrarily, vindictively stop your benefits. And I even heard that every time they stop someone's benefits, the EU pays them £2,000. The job centre pays the job centre £2,000. And that ain't fair either. I don't need the European Union to pay me my wages. I want my government to pay me my wages. I want fully accountable wage provision. I want fair and equitable employment legislation that guarantees I have a say in how I am governed by that legislation. And if they are serious about devolving power down to the people in this Tory lib-lab fucking con of a fucking parliament, then the first thing they can do is start talking to us job seekers. Send out a letter. Like I got 3 pages of complete and utter junk today. For those 3 same pages I could have written out 150 questions to ask job centres, job seekers and benefit claimants. How do you feel benefit provision is in this country? Fair, unfair, biased, blatantly discriminatory, unfairly prejudicial, or do you think it's actually fair that we can stop your benefits at any time, for any reason, at any time? Because if they don't, this government will be as illegitimate as the previous House of Traitors, and they won't have learned a fucking thing from this election campaign. Not a thing. Anyway, I've said my piece in the email. Tobias has got a copy. Even David Cameron's got a copy. I bet he won't read it. I bet none of the fuckers will read it, to be honest. Not one of them. Every email I send out has got my phone number, and not one of these agencies phone me. I don't swear in my emails. I put a really reasoned argument forward, and I state my case plainly. And every time, for the last 10 bloody years, they've ignored me. Every time. Your comments have been carefully noted. That is bollocks. That is complete bullshit. Anyway, I bet you're glad you didn't elect me to Parliament, eh? Fucking swearing all the fucking time. I don't know what else to do. I signed on, I found work, and the work didn't pay, I lost the job. I've been kicked out because they've stopped me benefits. Job centre stopped paying me benefits, and then landlord says, oh, what's happening? Oh, I can't pay my rent. Oh, then I'll have to kick you out then. You see, homelessness is a direct, could be traced as a direct consequence to stopping benefits. Anyway, I've said my piece. My name's Stephen J. Humphrey. You can sue me if you like. I'd love the opportunity to rant and rave in court. Anyway, adios muchachos.